was looking for a better environment for the kids, really, and a better for the family, educational needs for the kids, for the boys, and just a better lifestyle. We just needed to get away from the rat race, So
we wanted to find somewhere that we could have some quality life and let the boys enjoy life.
And we just loved it. We just thought, what a great way to bring up our children. What a sense of community, and wow, let's give it a shot. And our kids were young, so we thought, it's not going to be too hard for them to adjust.
We knew in our heart where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do, but just taking that leap, and I think having a 3-week timeline, just right, it's now or never.
We were just never all together.
Yep.
Neil had enough of travelling. The kids wanted to be with us more. And we just wanted that different lifestyle. So we just decided, let's start looking.
So Craig said to us, come and visit. Our kids, I think, were being really naughty at the time. And he said, I think you fellas need some room and some space to run around. I think you need to come to the country. So he asked us to come up for a weekend, and he says to us, come and put the tent in our backyard, you can stay with us. He said, we'll throw a sheep on the barbie. And Steve and I kind of looked at each other, being these city slickers, and thinking, what does he mean? Like, you're not going to chuck a full sheep on the barbie.
Yeah.
But I think for me, the crux to actually make us come and have a look was after going to Country Change 2 years ago. We went and saw Jodie and Steve speak, and they were able to share a whole lot more information. Afterwards, we grabbed them and had a good chat with them.
So schooling is amazing. We have 2 public primary schools in town. We have a Catholic private school, and we also have the Temora public high school. I currently have a child in one of the primary schools and the high school, and their results are outstanding.
The boys' needs, so they've got some additional learning needs. They just learn in a different way rather than mainstream standard style in a classroom learning. We found a fantastic school in Temora West Public. It's smaller class sizes, individualised learning styles. All the teachers are flexible in integrating all different types of needs into the classroom, and the boys are just so happy. University is only an hour away. There's a TAFE here in town. The learning opportunities aren't that far away.
I brought an old Ferguson tractor, an old TEA20, one of the small ones, But my older son Daniel, he's only 10, but he drives that tractor now out on the property. It's only first gear, 5 mile an hour, But that's boosted his confidence in his schooling.
And they've got a 300-metre driveway that they ride their bike to at the end. The school bus will pick them up out the front, and they're on the bus with their friends going to school.
Everyone's scared that you can't get jobs in the country. I think
probably one of the biggest myths going around. There's so much work here. If you want to work, you can work. Jodie's had a handful of jobs since she's been here, and now settled at Riverina TAFE. I was actually driving trucks when I first got here, and since taking an adult apprenticeship, been an agricultural diesel mechanic now for 12 months and never looking back.
It's the type of situation where, okay, you're not going to see a lot of jobs advertised, but once you get down here and you go and talk to people and you let people know that you're interested in work, there are people here that will give you a go.
I'm also working in the building industry. I've never worked in the building industry, but people were willing to give you a go and to help train you.
Work-life balance here is perfect.
It's the first time in 20 years that we've been together that Neil's worked a day job and been home of an afternoon and been able to have a family meal and have time with the children.
We sold our house up the mountains, of course, and with the proceeds of that, we've managed to buy 100 acres, which we're about to build a house on, and I still stand back at the gate of this 100 acres and just look there and go, wow, that's mine.
My husband chose to set himself on fire not long after we moved here by accident, and it was quite nice to walk into an emergency room and actually see a doctor within about 5 minutes of walking through the doors.
And then we investigated further into the medical side of things, and you can teleconference your specialist in Sydney or Melbourne or wherever it is.
There's so many great things going on in our town that get you out there. There's some great art programs going on and different training programs for I think you know, there was cheese making and
the cinema,
quilting.
The cinema does a men's night, and they do a ladies' night.
So the men's night at the cinema is a bit of fun. The boys all turn up with their case of beer, and they put it at the end of each aisle, and they all watch a man's show, and the girls aren't allowed.
And the girls go for their chick flicks once a month.
It's a great little cinema, and it's all run by volunteers. It's so much cheaper to go to the movies, and they still get their ice creams and their big bowl of popcorn. Everything is still here that you want. It's not just a country town. There's so much to do down here. And when we got down here and had a look, how right they are.
There's 53 sporting clubs, everything you could ever want your kids to play or do, it's there.
Everything that you want is here in town. You've got supermarkets, there's Target, there's pharmacies, there's podiatrists, there's dentists. The indoor sports centres here, the indoor swimming pool, so you can go to the pool 12 months around the year. It's just fantastic.
We thought it was quite funny when we first moved here and we're driving around. We're thinking everyone has got ski boats. There is no water. Why are they got ski boats? And we realised that skiing is such a big thing out here. So whether it's just out at our Lake Centenary out the road, or everyone goes down to Blowering at summertime, which is not far from here.
Just last week I went into a shop that I hadn't been into before, just for the fact I hadn't had to. And I went in and the shop owner said, "Hello, I don't know you. I'm so-and-so." And we were just met with that in just a little store in the main street of town. Yeah. And the friendliness of people are always saying hello. You can't go to the shops and not say hello.
Getting back to basics, building cubby houses, kicking the football. I spent an entire Sunday teaching my kids how to pop wheelies on push bikes. It's just going back to what I did when I was a kid, and seeing them and how well they're doing. It's a no-brainer really. So
many people here have been so helpful to us, and doesn't matter if you don't know something, you just tell people and they just teach you and they just show you. And you're not treated like an outsider, you're not treated like, oh, what's wrong with you, mate, you don't know that.
A lot more fun and freer lifestyle.
And the thing is too, when you are going out to do these things down here, it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg.
We don't have a single traffic light in Temora. I think we have 3 roundabouts. So 50 minutes is at 100 kilometres an hour on a country road. It's
a lovely drive.
A lovely drive. It's not the hustle and bustle that you're used to in Sydney.
Yep, family come down and visit. And when they come down and visit, they love it.
Yeah, they absolutely love it.
Nieces and nephews are always asking, when are we going to go back down to Happy Valley? When are we going to go back down to Temora?
Everything closes on a Sunday, so essentially you're back to your grassroots, and Sunday is family day. Like you do your church or something in the morning. Not that it's a bad thing, but you have no choice but to spend time with your family or your extended family or your mates.
I don't feel like we miss out on anything at all in Temora. We have national broadband in our street here, and we're actually on the outskirts of Temora on a bit of property.
To come with a little bit of change if you want to move here, because it does take change. You can't expect to have the same type of job that you had in the city, and you can't expect to earn the same type of money.
I would say to people, and it, not necessarily just Temora, go and see what Australia has to offer. Go and see what life is like out in some of these country towns.